Hello everybody, Tyranno here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Japanese Type 99 self-propelled howitzer on the Aerial Superiority dev server. And this is going to be coming to the Japanese tech tree at Battle Rating 7.0, Rank 7, between the Type 75 SPH and the Hori production. So this is armed with a 155mm gun, a rather long 155mm gun, plus a Browning machine gun on the roof here, 50 caliber machine gun, and it seems to fire broadly the same shells as the American M109s. So you've got the M107 high explosive and HEVT shells, with the same penetration as on the American variants, though a much lower muzzle velocity. These have a muzzle velocity of 580 meters a second versus the American M109A1's 684 meters a second, which kind of surprises me because this has a very long barrel. I would have thought this would have a quite high muzzle velocity. In addition to that, it can fire the Type 75 HE shell, and that has a much higher muzzle velocity than the American shells at 720 meters a second, despite actually weighing a little bit more, 0.5 kilograms more than the M107 shells, but it has inferior penetration, only 54mm versus 61mm. Plus you've got your smoke shell that you can fire as well. And the driver and tank commander do have access to night vision devices, so obviously that does help in night battles. Armour to be expected is pretty light, though some areas do seem to be quite good. So the upper front plate on the hull is about 100mm effective thickness, which is pretty good. That will protect you against most small caliber weapons. Though the rest of the armour seems to max out at about 25 to 30mm, and it is aluminium alloy, so will have less protection than with RHA armour. The roof itself is only about 25mm thick, so again it's aluminium, so against enemy aircraft, 50 cals will probably be able to penetrate this relatively easily. And moving on to the engine, it's got a 460 horsepower engine, giving a top speed of 26.6 miles per hour forwards on 8 gears, and 10.6 miles per hour in reverse on 2 gears. And the gun itself has a reload rate of 10 seconds. It has an auto loader, so obviously the loader skills will not have any effect there. And it's got a horizontal targeting speed of 7.1 seconds and a vertical targeting speed of 8.4 degrees a second. Then moving on to the crew, you've got your driver at the front here, and then your gunner, commander, and loader in the turret. Though of course it does have an auto loader, so that loader's going to have limited effectiveness. And the gunner has optics of 8 times to 15.9 times zooms. And so this will be a very good vehicle for doing long-range shooting, or at least long-range spotting. And if you're an experienced artilleryman, you should be able to quickly plant shells on the enemy at very long distances. And at the back here, you've got your ammunition storage, which is obviously going to be a bit of a weak spot. And so that is the Type 99. And yeah, this seems to be a decent enough vehicle. Kind of reminds me of the French AUF1 in visual looks. And so it's nice to see Japan getting an artillery vehicle to go along with the recent M109 additions. Of course, the Type 75 was added quite a few updates ago. I think it was possibly before the game actually fully released. I think it was when the patches were still numbered. So yeah, it's very nice to see this being added to the Japanese tech tree. And hopefully we'll see some more Japanese vehicles added in the future. Anyway, that was the Type 99 self-propelled howitzer. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.